I'm Betto Arcos. It's the Global Village on 90.7 FM. In just a moment, guess what, folks? We have a treat. We have a Cuban treat by way of L.A. We have two members of the band Changui Majadero, and we're going to be talking about Changui, what the heck Changui is all about. We have Alfredo Ortiz and Gabriel Garcia in a moment. We're going to be listening to their music, talking about their music, what Changui is, and their show performing May 10th. Details and tickets coming up when we come back here on 90.7 KPFK. Changui from Cuba, a cousin, shall we say, perhaps a brother or a sister of son cubano, the most famous type of music from Cuba, the son that gave us salsa and many other musical styles. Changui is lesser known, but it's also very, very exciting music. And here to tell us all about Changui, its roots, what it's all about, is none other than the leader of this band, Mr. Gabriel Garcia, Tresero Extraordinaire. He plays the tres. Yeah, the tres, that instrument that you sometimes may associate with Cuban music. And also maraquista, maraquero, percusionista, Alfredo Ortiz, and also a mean singer and a conguero. Maestros, how are you? Welcome to the program.
Thank you. It's our pleasure.
So, Changui, tell us, for our listeners who may not be familiar with the style, there's something familiar in the sound. We hear that percussion, we hear that African flavor in the music, the rhythms, the excitement, and we hear that instrument, the tres, that you play, Gabriel Garcia. What is Changui?
So you were saying something that Changui is like a cousin of son. You're mentioning that. I would say it's more like the grandfather of son. So from son cubano came Changui before. So before there was son, there was Changui. Even before this concept of clave came to be, there was Changui. So the earliest form of Changui is what they call a nengon. I'll give you a small example of what a nengon is. Me and Alfred right here. Hey, bailalo, para ti nengon, para ti, para mí, para ti nengon. Hey, hace 3 días con hoy que yo vengo parrandeando, me sigue incomodando, cojo el caballo y me voy a pero bailalo, para ti nengon. Ay, ven y gózalo, para ti nengon. So that's the earliest form of a Changui Nengon, and it dates back from the 1800s. The first record, according to musicologists, the first records of a Nengon, of a Changui Nengon, dates back to the 1800s, during the days of slavery in Cuba. And so that's why I say it's more of the grandfather of Cuban son and salsa that we know today, you know.
So it precedes and it helped to lay the foundation for the son cubano that we know that began to be sort of big and popularized in the 1920s and 30s with bands such as the Orquesta Piñero, yes. Ignacio Piñero, and so on, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Correct.
So what is it about this music that attracted you, Gabriel Garcia, and to bring el maestro aquí, Alfredo Ortiz, whom we know before, because he's been our guest here, and he plays with the incredible Son Mayor, my favorite salsa band from Los Angeles. May I say so?
Thank you.
So what was it, Gabriel Garcia, that got you into this? I mean, you're Mexican-American from San Juana, no?
Yes, sir, from San Juana, exactly. Exactly. Man, I've always been a guitar player. Before I got into the tres, I played, I started off playing rock, jazz, and then little by little I got into Latin jazz and Cuban music. And once I really got into the tres, I was like, man, I really want to learn this instrument. Like, I really want to learn how to play the tres. So I was like, okay, well, what better place to learn it than Cuba? So I went to Cuba, and when I was in Cuba, I always knew about son, I always knew about salsa and timba and all this good stuff, but I would really, really want to learn where the roots of this instrument came from, of the tres. And, I heard about Changui, Guantanamo. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go to Guantanamo. So there I was blessed and fortunate to meet some of the members of Grupo Changui Guantanamo. became really, really good friends with them, and basically from them, I've just learned about Changui, and we traveled to different areas in Guantanamo, Yateras, La Loma del Chivo, which are different, like very hallmark areas of where Changui was born, and it's very clear to them that they like to have a distinction. They like to be known like, look, we play Changui, we don't play son. Changui is Changui and son is son. Two completely different genres. A lot of people get it mixed up. A lot of people try to play Changui as if it's a son, but it's not. It's a whole different completely beast, a whole different completely animal, even in the way you play and everything.
It's a lot more African.
It's a lot. I would argue it's a lot more African. It's a lot more raw.
It's got more syncopation on the tres. And also, one thing I want to say is that, changuiceros are famous for saying that there is no clave in Changui.
Son clave.
No, so they talk about no son clave, but to my ears, I always hear, and if you play toco un guajeo de Changui, y te voy a Hay un cinquillo ahí. Hay un cinquillo que tiene clave. Exactly, that precedes that.
But here's an important thing.
Hold that thought. Let's listen to some of that tune. So let's listen to this La Rumba Está Buena.
Great.
And when we come back, we'll get into a little more of the nitty-gritty of Changui. With my guests in studio, Gabriel Garcia and Alfredo Ortiz.
Hoy yo les quiero cantar
Porque la rumba está buena y va a estar buena because these guys are going to be playing May 10th at the Jose Vera Art Gallery in Eagle Rock. You guys, I can't tell you how excited I am about this. I mean, I'm putting together this event for the gallery, and I'm thrilled. You guys are going to be playing at 7. I'm going to be DJing in between you guys and Cambalache, so it'll be not son jarocho and Changui, not to be confused with son cubano. So, Gabriel Garcia, my guest in studio, Alfredo Ortiz as well, percussionist, maraquero, and vocalist. And Gabriel, so you were talking a bit about this sort of connection between, or lack thereof, between son and Changui. The fact that Changui is sort of the grandpa or grandma of son cubano.
Yeah. Well, before I go on, I'd like to give credit to a vocalist that was on that track, La Rumba Está Buena. Actually, this Puerto Rican artist named Carlos Sanchez, who's actually out in Japan right now. But I'm trying to integrate him in the group, so just want to give a shout out to him. He was on the horns too, so it's a fusion that using horns that you won't really see that anywhere, like playing traditional Changui with electric bass. And horns. Usually a Changui, traditionally, the instrumentation is maracas, guayo, which is this metal scraper, tres, marimbula. So instead of the bass, a marimbula, which is this little metal thumping box, like thumb piano looking thing.
Which is marimbol for the jarocho.
Exactly. Marimbol for the jarocho.
Thing.
And
right.
What else did I miss? Maracas? Did I say maracas?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And bongo, I'm sorry. And bongo de monte. So very important to
Cannot miss that.
So very important.
Definitely.
So there's a huge distinction between bongo de monte and regular bongo, like in son. Not only the way it looks is different, but the way you play it is completely different. So the bongo in Changui is more improvising, more kind of like similar to the quinto and rumba that has its set patterns that it improvises over in rumba. The bongo in Changui is similar. So the bongo, you can't play it like son. It won't be Changui. So and it's the same thing with the tres. So when you play the tres, Changui has a certain style of playing. Even during the descarga, during the solo part of the tres, there's certain phrases, there's a vocabulary that you have to use within Changui in order for it to be Changui.
Can you just show us a little bit of that vocabulary on live? You brought your instrument, your wonderful tres. By the way, let's explain the tres before you play it. The tres is like a guitar, but it's double strings and they're metal strings, right?
Yes, correct. All right. Let me give you a little demonstration. So just to be clear, in son, you're allowed to use more like scale-like figures. Like. you're allowed to use more scales, I guess, or whatever. In Changui, it's more tumbaitos, more like you're using more tumbao patterns, more like ostinato figures. And I'll give you a demonstration right now. So.
See, it's a syncopation. But.
You know what? One thing, well, a couple of things I noticed now that you did that. One is that the tres, it almost sounds that you're playing a drum.
The way exactly. It's you treat it in Changui. It's more of a percussive. You treat it more of a percussive.
That's why I say that it's more African. And I'll just tell you a quick little story, real quick, if I have a second.
Yes, Alfredo Ortiz.
Yeah, my brother Eddie,
leader of Son Mayor.
Exactly. He told me this story about driving down the freeway one time and he's blaring Changui, and he says this car started following him. They followed him, and they stopped. They actually stopped him, and they said, "Man, what are you listening to?" And he says, "Oh, this is it's called Changui. It's Cuban music." And it was a white guy and a black guy, and the white guy says, "I'm Cuban. I've never heard that. I've never heard of that music." And so I thought that was pretty interesting. This is very African, and I think that's one of the things that drew me to Changui.
Yeah, and we must also say that it's from a region called Guantanamo, which is, many people know the famous, or the infamous really, because of the situation with the prisoners that have been there held, for a long time, for years and years, in the military base that the U.S. has in Cuba. It's a region called Guantanamo, sort of a province, and its own world, really, because the music may be known in Cuba, but it's not that well known. Yeah. I mean, it's very regional music. It's almost like saying son Huasteco or something from Mexico. It's played a lot in the mountains in the Huasteca region, not as much in the big cities. I mean, until Betto Arcos starts to play it on the air,
there you go.
That's when things change.
That's right. Thank you, Betto, for having us here.
All right, guys. So let's play one more tune and then come back, and I want to know a little bit about the other band members.
Okay, right.
And talk about the show and what you're gonna do, and just in general, so give people some details about your gigs and so on. I have to say, I'm dancing here in the studio, you guys. This is
great.
One thing that I can't get enough of this is a very sensual music. This is cachondo, no? It's sexual. Let's say it. What the heck? I love it. Love it.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So, Gabriel, tell us about the band members. You have 5 musicians: bass, bongos, percussion, maracas, vocals. You have a trumpet or two?
Well, like I said,
only in the record.
Yeah, only on the record. Yeah, just as a featured musician. But no, the bass of the 5 of the band members. Yes, correct. It's bass, bongo, 2 singers, and me. So two of the band members are actually also band members of Son Mayor. One, Norel Thompson, who is also a lead vocalist. She plays the guayo and sings lead. Alfred's brother, George Ortiz, on bongo de monte. Who also plays is the timbalero for Son Mayor, and Rigoberto Lopez on the bass, who's one of my favorite bass players in all Los Angeles that I've met. It's just like a great honor to be playing with him. He actually played for years with Adalberto Álvarez y su son and Orquesta Danden.
Ooh. Major institutions of Cuban music, Adalberto Álvarez and Danden, no less.
Yeah, right.
Wow. You guys, the sound is fantastic. I'm so looking forward to this event. May 10th at the Jose Vera Art Gallery in Eagle Rock. It's during the Art Walk. And you guys are going to get people dancing, right? That's the whole point.
That's the whole point. That's it. That's the whole point.
Yes, sir. And may I add that that we're actually we're working on a little mini documentary about Changui and general and Changui Majadero. We actually have in the studio right now Get Down Collective. I want to get a shout out and tell them thank you for being here and helping us document. And they're going to be at the event, at your event, at our event, that we're doing, and they're going to be documenting everything. And also, we're going to be, if you missed this event, we're going to be at the Echo Park Presencia Cubana Festival on the 10th, May 10th. I'm sorry, May 18th. I'm sorry. May 10th. I'm sorry. I'm looking at my phone right now. It's like,
yeah, exactly.
No, May 18th. At
Sunday.
We're gonna be going on at 3 p.m. there. So hopefully we can make it to our show on Saturday.
May 10th is gonna be fantastic. I'm so thrilled to be working with you guys for this event. Alfredo plays with Son Mayor, and I don't know if you play with another band, but you play the show that Saturday, and then you race across town.
That's it.
To play at the Stevens Steakhouse.
Yes,
no?
sir. Yes, go to Stevens.
Yeah, with Son Mayor at 9 or something.
At 9 we start. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well we're gonna try to get you guys out of there.
Yeah, right on. Looking forward to it.
By 8, it's gonna be fantastic. Gabriel Garcia, anything else to add? We're going to play one more tune and give away some tickets to the show.
Wonderful.
No, I just want to say thank you for having us here, and pleasure.
I have to ask you, you look young. How old are you, man? I mean,
thank you, man.
You're playing this music. It's so moving that you're playing this music. You're a young guy. You're not a geezer. You're not an old cat. Nothing wrong against geezers and old cats. I love them too. But you're playing this music in your what, mid-20s?
I'm 26, correct. I'm 26 years old, and really, it's been a blessing. It's been like blessing having discovering this music, and not only the music, but discovering the culture and the people. I made really strong friends and like family connections in Guantanamo with people who really opened their arms to me and were really good to me. Not just in music, just in everything. When I was over there, they treated me good like family. So I constantly keep in contact with them, send them money whenever I can, or Also, I like to add that I have my own production group called Changui del Guaso Productions. If Facebook us, Changui del Guaso Productions. Also, you could Facebook Changui Majadero, and you could Facebook us or YouTube us, and you'll find music, videos. So basically what I do with Changui del Guaso Productions is I try to feature Changui music. And that's by uploading, by doing videos, documentaries, audio, anything like that. So if you want to know more about Changui or you want to hear more Changui, YouTube or Facebook, Changui del Guaso Productions or Changui Majadero. Now,
final question, Majadero. Not many people know that word. I haven't heard that word in a long time.
That's right.
Changui Majadero. You know what it means, right, Gabriel?
Yeah.
Translation for our listeners, in proper English.
Go ahead.
What is it?
Go ahead, Betto.
Dirty mouth.
It's kind of like it's unsophisticated, like because a lot of people have talk down about Changui because they don't understand it. So it's like, oh, that's unsophisticated music. That's raw, like uncivilized music, I guess, But once you really get into it, you see, wow, this is actually complex, very good music. This is very complex and very...
And it sure is. It sure is. And I love the stuff. I have a record of that band that you mentioned at the beginning, Changui... Guantanamo. Fantastic music stuff.
The father of Changui.
Absolutely. Yes. Guys, thank you so much for coming by.
Right on.
Maraquero, maestro, Alfredo Ortiz, bongocero, conguero, vocalista. Tip my hat to you guys.
Thank you, Betto.
Viva Zacatecas.
Arriba Zacatecas. Sí,
Órale, and San Dijuana too, man.
Yes, sir.
All right,
yes,
so
sir.
guys, I'll see you next week, right? Saturday,
yes,
May 10th. See you guys for the sound check and all that. And we have some tickets. You guys want to go to the show? May 10th, Eagle Rock. Give us a call. We have some tickets to see Changui Majadero at the Eagle Rock Art Gallery, Jose Vera Art Gallery in Eagle Rock. It's 2012 Colorado Boulevard in Eagle Rock, 7 p.m. Give us a call right now. We'll be happy to take your call right now at 818-985-5735, 818-985-5735, Changui Majadero and Cambalache, May 10th, with yours truly, Betto Arcos. Maestros, thank you.
Thank you.
Órale, gracias. Y que viva el Changui.